Hey guys, I just wanted to throw a quick video up this week. It's kind of a last minute addition to the week's lineup of videos, but I went to Goodwill yesterday and I'm not going to show you everything that I picked up at Goodwill. It was a pretty good day. I hadn't been there in maybe 2 weeks or so due to weather and different reasons, but I found quite a few pairs of shoes. And I thought I would just make a quick video and just share some of the shoes I found because there's some brands in here that maybe would help you too in your reselling for profit and selling on eBay and Poshmark and places like that. So I found some newer shoes and I found some vintage shoes, and it was really good. So eBay or Goodwill didn't have, like, their prices were fairly reasonable. They had gone through a phase where they were really marking up their shoes, and it seems to have settled back down again, and there was quite a big selection. So let me just go ahead and share with you some of the brands that I found. So first off, this was kind of funny. These are Merrells, and I saw quite a few pairs of Merrells there. These were actually in pretty good condition, and so I took a quick look at it, and it says 10 and a half. And I wasn't thinking very clearly, but I took a picture, I sent it to my husband, and I said, do you want these shoes? Because he's had ones like these before. Now, they were asking 20, but I had a 20% coupon, and so they'd be 16. So 16 for personal use is a pretty good deal, especially for a brand like Merrell's. And he could wear them for work or whatever. Anyway, he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take those. And I get home and I show it to him, and he's like, these are women's 10 and a half. Oh well, so I guess we'll be selling them because I am not anywhere near a 10 and a half, which is why to me the shoe looked big enough for my husband, but they're not anywhere near big enough for him or anyone else in the family at the moment. So anyway, these are women's size 10 and a half Merrells that will be listed on eBay fairly shortly. Okay, so in that kind of same vein, I picked up a new to me brand of shoes. Sorry, I'm trying out a new camera situation, so let me know how the sound is, how the camera quality. I'm just trying something with my laptop and see if it works, but the lighting actually might not be that great in here today. It's kind of dark, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so the brand on these is called Defy or Gravity Defy. And as you can see, they kind of have an interesting shape to the sole. And they're kind of like, I think, like a toning, walking type shoe. So I looked at comps. The all black ones, I think I can get probably about $40, I would say, for those. Defy. And I paid, let's see, $82, I paid somewhere $650 or something like that for that pair of shoes. And they're a size 9, and I think those are a men's 9, but that I will double check as well. Okay, so then I went over to the women's shoes, and I found a pair of sandals, and all I could see was like that part, and I really honestly almost didn't pull them out. They just looked like my thrift stores are full of a lot of just no-name brand shoes that come from Amazon or, I don't know, Alibaba or, I don't know, AliExpress type things, and so fast fashion. And just saw that and I was like, oh, I don't know what that's going to be, but let me take a look because I could tell this was really clean. So I pulled it out, and it's actually a pretty good brand. And I say Alegria. I've heard people say Alegria, so whatever. But that can be a good shoe, a good brand to sell. And these are in really good condition. So little slip-on sandals. The condition was really good. So Alegria. So I'll put the names up on the video because, like I said, it's kind of dark in here today. And I only paid $3 for that pair. And comps, I haven't done the comps, but I'll probably shoot for about 25 to 30 is I think what I'll shoot for. So later on, another row of shoes. I did find another pair of sandals, same brand. Now these have a little bit more wear to them. Let's see. Let me show you like that. They're like a fabric on the top, a platform sole, but these can just be washed really easily. Probably my husband likes to throw shoes in the dishwasher, not with our dishes, but that's how he cleans up shoes pretty quickly. And baseball caps. Okay, then for sandals, I just grabbed these. I've sold something similar to these in men's that actually sold really quickly. So they're BOC or Born shoes. You can see the brand on the bottom. They're kind of like a fisherman style, but they kind of have that chunky Y2K look to them. That's kind of popular right now. They're brown. They are a size 8. And again, they were in the women's, but I will double check the women's sizing and see whether they're women's or men's. They give the European sizing, so that's what I do. If it's a size 8, I'm pretty sure an 8 women's would be a 39 European off the top of my head. So I will just take a look at size charts for shoes and just kind of compare. Especially I could go to the Born size chart and look at their size, European size 39 shoes, and see if it matches up to men's or women's. So that's one little trick on how I figure out if a shoe could go men's or women's. That helps me figure that out. So these were $5.99, so 20% off of that. And again, probably about $35 for those. Okay, this was a fun little pair. Now I live in Montana, and there are a lot of Western themed type things that I do come across. I don't come across a lot of cowboy boots, which is kind of surprising, but every once in a while I find some more like Western inspired or Western shoes, maybe not so much the boots. I should say I do find boots, a lot of times they're priced really high and they're not in great condition. So if I knew a little bit more about cowboy boots and the desirability of certain things, I might take a chance on different condition, things with different condition issues, but I just haven't gotten that knowledge yet. But when I saw these are Mules, and they're Western style for sure. And the brand is called, let's see if you can see it. It's called Charlie One Horse, and the little mark right there. So they're in pretty good condition, you know, definitely some signs of wear. But I looked these up. So Charlie One Horse, they do Western apparel, they do cowboy hats, things like that. So a pair very similar to this in color sold for about $50. So I thought that was pretty good. So I think I will shoot for about $45, $50 on those, and I paid $8 at Goodwill. Okay, there was another pair of sandals here. So same thing, I could only see this part, and I thought, oh, there's no way those are Birkenstocks. But they are a line from Birkenstocks called Birkies. Yeah, the light wasn't so great on these, but I'll put the word up there. But yeah, definitely a Birkenstock company. They're called Birkies. They might not have as high a resale value as the regular Birkenstocks, but they were less than $5, so that was worth it to me to pick those up. It looks like the soles were really, really good, so it looks like I could probably get about $35 or so for those. And they are a size 37 ladies 6. So it is a little bit of a smaller size, and so 35 is probably about where we'll end up. Okay, one more pair of a new to me. This is a new to me brand. So I had a couple new to me brands today, but I took, that time to look things up on my phone. So I saw these. These are little clogs or mules, and they are, kind of like slippers, but very interesting looking. And I don't know if you can tell from this, but they are made out of a hide, like cowhide, like dyed. So they're kind of hair, but then they have this really cool trim. So the brand is called Stegman with 2 N's at the end. So I looked those up, and asking prices on these were really, really good, were fairly decent. So I didn't find this exact one. Now, Goodwill was asking $12.99, so I paid 20% off of that, but I'm thinking I can get probably about $50 for these. 40 to 50, let's just say 40 to 50. Okay, very interesting. But Stegman, I had something in the back of my head that I had heard this on a YouTube video, so it kind of caught my eye, as well, of course, as the hair or the hide material kind of caught my eye, and the fact that they were in pretty good shape. There's a little schmutz right there, but we'll try a baby wipe and see how that does. So, and those, made in Portugal. I think it says 9, size 9. So, okay, one more current pair, and then we'll get to the vintage pair. Now, these kind of surprised me. These were super cute. So I see cat shoes, right? So I see these cat faces, and there's a lot of little mall brands that'll do things like this. But I thought, what, let me go ahead and grab those and see what's up with them. And I looked at the brand, and it's kind of faded, so I'll have to put it up here, but it's Charlotte Olympia. Not, again, one of those, like, it was kind of ringing a bell as I was looking at them at the thrift store. Something was ringing a bell. And I looked them up, and I could not believe comps were like in the $100 or so. I couldn't believe that. And they have a very interesting little spider web, like metal little thing added to the bottom. So I looked that up. That's supposed to be there for sure. Little metal around the little block heel. So cat flats, Charlotte Olympia cat flats. There's a little bit of wear now. I'm looking down in the toe, so that'll affect my price too. But I think, so they were $5.99, 20% off, and I think I can still get about 50 to 60 for these. That's what I'll shoot for. If the condition was a little bit better, I would definitely be going higher. But I think they have a little bit too much wear. And there's different, if you look at the cat flats, there's all different colors and combinations. And these might be one of the more like plain ones. So we'll see. I still have to do more research on those. But they are really, really cute. And I'm hoping there's a size in them in there somewhere. Or it's on the bottom. 38. They're made in Italy. So size 38. So awesome. They're kind of velvety. It's neat. Okay, so I will go from, I got 3 pairs of vintage shoes. I will go from newest to oldest. So the newest pair, I was actually thinking that a thrifting trip lately has not been a success unless I find a pair of 90s or Y2K chunky soled shoes, right? They sell so fast. Now these are interesting because they are Steve Madden. Okay, so this is actually probably really good. So I've been selling my other kind of mall brand, Payless brand type chunky 90s shoes for about 30, but I'm going to shoot higher on these. Like, I don't know, I saw similar ones sell for about I want to say more than 50, 60, 70, something like that. So I did some research into it. They did redo recently. They made a repop of this style with this like metal bit kind of thing on this loafer, chunky loafer. But those all have a name like trifecta or something on the inside of the tongue. This one doesn't. It's made in Mexico. And then it has a style name on the side. It says Norris. But when I look that up, I don't have any. There's nothing. They're not like not out there. So I still have a little bit more research to do. But basically, for what they are, they're a 90s Y2K chunky heeled loafer with the metal like horse bit kind of style. And there's a little bit of like fraying on it that I'll just trim that off a little bit. But otherwise, they're pretty cool and they're very on trend right now. So I was excited to find those. So maybe like 60, 50. I'll be happy with 50. Okay, then I found another older pair of shoes, but I think we're going back to the 70s on this one. So they're granny boots. And I think with the 70s, they're very Victorian inspired. But I don't, they're printed on the inside. They're kind of a cloth on the inside, and they're printed made in the USA. And there's a size and everything. So I'm thinking 70s when, that prairie look was really popular. The Victorian revival was really popular. So, little house. So there's lots of different ways I can market these. We can do granny boots. We can do steampunk. We can do Victorian. We can do boho and prairie and cottagecore and all those different types of things. And these were only $7.99 minus the 20%. So I thought that was really fun, and I think those will do pretty well. I haven't really researched selling prices yet, but I'm going to say minimum $50 on those. Then my oldest pair, I believe we're going back to the 40s on these. And these, we're going to turn it that way. I'm kind of trying to turn it toward the light so you can see the detail. Yeah, those were really, really cool. So they're suede. And then the name that we found in there, my husband found a name. Oh no, now I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh yeah. The name, styled by Rice O'Neill. So when I look up Rice O'Neill shoes, it comes up with 1940s, other shoes in that style, 1940s, and it definitely does have that look to me. Then they were made exclusively, what does this one say? Made exclusively for Eagle Shoe Company. So that might help me narrow it down a little bit more. But yeah, they're in pretty good condition. I have found older shoes like this before, 1940s or so. And I had listed them on Etsy, and they sold really quickly. I think to an overseas buyer for like $70 or something. I might go a little higher. Sorry. See, I'm not used to this camera, so this camera's throwing me off. So I don't know that I'm going to use this camera again. We'll see. Anyway, I think it was not a good option. Anyway, what do you guys think? I think these are cool. I think these are my favorite of the day. Very awesome. So leave a comment down below. Have you sold any of those types of shoe brands before? I'm also curious, do you sell used shoes? A lot of people are kind of skeeved by it and like won't do it. Are any of the brands that you saw new to you, or which ones maybe were your favorites that you saw? especially among the vintage ones. But anyway, I'd love to hear your comments on those things. I have another video coming out hopefully tomorrow on Friday, and that will be kind of my summary of 2022. Basically my best finds of 2022, my best sales, my best finds kind of thing. Some of the highlights of the year. So I'm excited to get that one out. Tomorrow is the plan. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and feel free to subscribe. We've got some fun stuff coming up. You can watch my What Sold videos. I put those out every week, and you can see if I get these shoes listed fairly quickly, we can see how fast they sell, or if the sandals are selling in the wintertime, or different things like that. So you can subscribe and find out the results of these haul videos. And then also I've got some fun stuff about, I think I'll go ahead and tell you, we've got some flatware information coming up for the month of January. Okay, so we will talk to you soon, and thanks again.